He's the best player on the defense side of the ball. He's the best player, and he wrecks every single play.
Shedeur Sanders never sought to be known as Deion's son, at least not from the perspective of the NFL. Since he announced his intention to enter the draft, every move has been viewed in terms of legacy rather than just his accomplishments. Getting selected in the 5th round only fueled the doubts. When Joe Burrow, a highly regarded figure in the league, came forward to assert that Sanders should be evaluated on his own merits, it resonated in a unique way. Burrow went beyond merely endorsing Sanders' talent. If you want the inside scoop and all the gritty details that never make it to the highlight reels, hit that subscribe button now. If you're here to witness the unfolding drama of the Browns' QB situation, make sure you're subscribed for all the latest updates. He shattered the notion that one's heritage determines their value. It was a quiet yet impactful departure from the league's fixation on family ties, made even more significant by where it came from. Sanders has embraced his legacy without hesitation. He's just put in the extra effort beyond his size. Every week, he demonstrates that it's the steady effort, rather than charm, that establishes trustworthiness. The way he handles the media, his disciplined approach to preparation, and the calm command he has over the Browns' offense are all contributing to a fresh story unfolding. With voices like Burrow backing his leadership, Sanders has stepped out of the shadows for good. He's holding his own ground. Joe Burrow is not one to hand out praise easily. He's the type of person who shares insights that truly matter. When he takes the time to stand up for a rookie quarterback, even one who's not part of his own squad, it definitely catches everyone's attention. And that's precisely what went down when Burrow gave a shout-out to Shedeur Sanders. This was a statement that carries weight. It was a bold assertion that took aim at the prevailing story about Sanders, suggesting that his significance stemmed solely from his father, the legendary Deion, Coach Prime Sanders. It wasn't just about the hype. It wasn't just about the headlines. It was all about the real deal. Burrow, recognized for his calm and composed demeanor, emphasized that Shedeur should be evaluated based on his own abilities rather than his lineage or the fame surrounding his upbringing. It's all about his performance, professionalism, and poise. Coming from Burrow, this perspective holds significant value. He has established his career by maintaining composure in high-pressure situations, not getting caught up in the distractions. So, when he shares his thoughts, the NFL community takes notice. The timing of his comments was also noteworthy, as Burrow had just witnessed Shedeur's performance in a Browns versus Bengals matchup. This was not just a college highlight reel. This was the moment, with everything on the line, facing off against an NFL defense while Burrow observed from the opposite sideline. Shedeur didn't just get through the moment, they thrived in it. He approached it with poise and precision. He handled the pressure like a pro, safeguarded the football, and orchestrated the offense with a smoothness that showed experience. Not like a 5th-round rookie trying to make a name for himself, but like a quarterback who truly belonged on that field. For Burrow, who truly grasps what it means to lead an NFL huddle, that was more than sufficient. But this is the aspect that folks continually overlook. Shedeur is proving to be a standout, even for a rookie. He's strategic, focused, and intellectually involved in a manner that sets him apart from most rookies. Shedeur's influence isn't just about raw athleticism or the latest media hype. It's all about the hard work and preparation that sets him apart. Coaches like Kevin Stefanski are focused on results, not just potential. They're discussing leadership, highlighting how Sanders is already taking charge of offensive meetings, making adjustments during the game, and building trust through his reliability rather than his charm. This is a player who came in as a 5th-round draft pick, and already he's making waves in the locker room culture. Not through flashy statements or social media antics, but through genuine actions and leadership. On the contrary, he steers clear of the distractions. From the very start, the pressure has been on. The spotlight has been unyielding. Growing up as Deion Sanders' son definitely has its own set of expectations. Some players could really struggle with that pressure. Some may choose to accept it and allow the history to speak for itself. However, Shedeur has taken a completely unique approach. He won't let it define him. He fully embraces his identity. He's absolutely focused on creating something distinct. And that's where the subtle strength of his strategy shines through. There's just no excitement to be found. He stays above the noise and doesn't let the critics get to him. He doesn't have to justify himself. The footage speaks for itself. With each passing week, his on-field performance is compelling fans to shift their focus from his last name to the way he dominates the game. The transformation didn't occur in an instant, but it began to take shape during that game against the Bengals. Burrow experienced it firsthand. A poised quarterback who remained unfazed when the situation deteriorated, maintained his offense's rhythm, adhered to the system, and sidestepped rookie pitfalls like forcing throws, trying to be the hero, and losing focus in the red zone. Instead, Sanders performed as if he had already experienced it all. When you perform at that level, it definitely catches the attention of other quarterbacks. In the NFL, there's a unique dialect that only quarterbacks truly master. It's all about managing those blitz packages, setting up protections, analyzing defenses before and after the snap, and making quick decisions when the pocket starts to break down. That's the real deal. When you spot it in someone fresh, you can't help but admire it. That's what Burrow was reacting to. It's all about the execution, no hype or narrative needed. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This type of acknowledgement is significant since it isn't just a coach trying to pump up his player. It's coming from a respected voice in the community who doesn't need to say a word. Burrow's praise for Shedeur carries no ulterior motive, making it feel even more genuine. Meanwhile, Shedeur continues to grind, staying true to his commitment from the very beginning. He breaks down film. He pays attention. He adjusts himself. He sets the standard for others to follow. Stefanski has consistently emphasized his coachability and work ethic, and he does so with a refreshing authenticity that goes beyond the typical cliches. This goes beyond just potential. The impact is real, and it's unfolding right now. It's all about those subtle elements that often go unnoticed: timing with receivers, situational awareness, and that crucial pre-snap communication. These factors can make or break a game, even if they don't show up in the stats. He's getting better every week. He's not making a big splash on the scoreboard. He's steadily bringing some much-needed stability to an offense that's still trying to find its rhythm, all while dealing with a shaky offensive line and a run game that hasn't quite found its footing yet. And yet, he's finding a way to make it happen. The ratio of touchdowns to interceptions is definitely moving in a positive direction. He's really starting to find his rhythm in the pocket. His decision-making is swift, yet measured. What truly counts in this league is the substance, not your last name or a viral moment from college on a Saturday. The unexciting behind-the-scenes details are what build lasting trust. And still, he's being judged by a different set of rules. There's this ongoing struggle between admiration and doubt. Some people are eager to boost his status too fast due to the connection with Dion. Some people are eager to bring him down because of it. Shedeur's not about to play that game. His response to everything has been straightforward: reliability, and it's definitely paying off. His personal mantra, dig one ditch, better dig two, goes beyond being just a clever phrase. It's a subtle alert. It's the attitude of a person who recognizes that others are wagering against him and remains entirely unfazed by it. He's not reacting aggressively. He's grinding hard, and while others lose focus, he remains completely dedicated. Such emotional control is uncommon, particularly for a newcomer. And yet, that's the very foundation Shedeur is constructing. It's all about composure, planning, and consistency. No drama, no arguments, just the fundamentals. It's that unwavering consistency, both on and off the field, that's gradually shifting how the public views things. As he continues to deliver at this high level without faltering, it becomes increasingly difficult to argue against his legitimacy. He's not merely existing in someone else's shadow. He's clearly stepping out and making a name for himself. Folks are beginning to notice the change. Analysts, who were initially doubtful, are now diving back into the film for a second look. Fans are taking a fresh look at their previous assumptions. Even the naysayers are beginning to hush. It's not that the noise has disappeared, it's just that it no longer resonates. Shedeur stands firm. He stays above the drama. If you neglect it, it will ultimately fade away. The real question now is whether Shedeur Sanders has what it takes to excel on the field. The question has been addressed. The real question is just how far he can reach when you strip away the distractions and allow the work to shine on its own. Burrow saw it coming right from the start. That was the initial trigger. As the weeks go by, the list keeps growing. Shedeur's not looking for the spotlight. He's not fully embracing the moment. He's stepping up, executing the offense, and fine-tuning the details. The nuances of the game that casual fans might overlook, but that quarterbacks and coaches are acutely aware of. That's the key distinction between fleeting excitement and lasting impact. Shedeur Sanders is creating a lasting legacy. He's thriving in the NFL's intense environment. He's creating a space that reflects his unique style. Steady, composed, attentive. That's not the kind of conversation about legacy we're looking for. That's the kind of talk you expect from a true leader. The change is clear if you're really tuned in. All right, folks, if you've been keeping up with this story and noticed the narrative starting to unravel, now's your chance to jump in and share your thoughts. Hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you been convinced by Shedeur yet? If you're looking for more stories that highlight performance over the chatter, make sure to subscribe. The Sanders name might have cracked the door open, but it's Shedeur who's stepping through with his unique style of play. The dialogue has shifted. It's not solely focused on Shedeur Sanders. It's about the true essence of rewriting a legacy as it unfolds before our eyes. For months, the football community watched closely, eager to see if Shedeur would rise to the occasion or falter under pressure. The expectation was that he would be divisive, overly flamboyant, excessively well-known, and too sheltered from the hard work that a quarterback needs to truly establish himself. When you step onto the NFL field with the name Sanders on your jersey, there's an undeniable expectation for you to showcase your skills and make a statement. They anticipate either a dramatic failure or an impressive success. It's all or nothing. What Shedeur is doing is on a whole new level. He's not in it for the flashy highlights. He's not here to be the hero. He's crafting something that moves at a more deliberate pace, with greater depth, and poses a significant challenge to the traditional NFL narrative. Trustworthiness. It's a subtle form of credibility that speaks for itself. It appears on 3rd and 8. It appears after an interception when you return to orchestrate a precise 14-play drive. Arriving in the film room at 6 a.m., you're the one highlighting a protection flaw in the offensive meeting before the coaches even have a chance to say anything. And that's what makes this story so compelling. Amidst all the buzz from the media that surrounded leading up to the draft, the man himself has been surprisingly quiet. Not just sitting back, but actively engaging with a plan, maintaining composure, and executing with precision. While the rest were caught up in discussions about his worthiness, he simply continued to tick off the accomplishments. 5th-round pick. Nice! That's just a title, not a boundary. The media pressure is there, but he doesn't let it weigh him down. Critics, the background chatter that accompanies film study and walkthroughs, he's keeping it real and authentic. He's putting on a show for his teammates, his coaches, and everyone in the organization who truly gets what it means to lead. And that's why people are connecting with him. This isn't just a showy hustle. This is the kind of behind-the-scenes action that stays under the radar at work. Absolutely, it's significant who's paying attention. Joe Burrow isn't the type to give out praise just because someone is in the spotlight. He's witnessed countless prospects fade away. He understands the pressure of being in the spotlight. He understands how to earn respect in the locker room without raising his voice. To create pressure in your surroundings. When Burrow witnessed Sanders stride into that Bengals game and command Cleveland's offense with the poise of a seasoned pro, it was more than just impressive. It felt like déjà vu. That's why his words held such significance. He didn't describe Shedeur as flashy, talented, or exciting. He claimed to be a professional. That's the term that resonated. That's a term you rarely hear thrown around in this league, especially when it comes to a 5th-round rookie. However, Sanders is not performing like a newcomer. Emotional control is a game changer, folks. It's one of those underrated traits that can make or break a quarterback's performance in professional sports. We dive into arm strength, mechanics, and mobility. What truly sets apart the starters from the backups, the players with minor issues from the franchise stars, is their ability to manage their emotions. Shedeur's got it. He stays grounded even when things are going well. He stays composed when challenges arise. He stays composed and doesn't go for the big play to compensate for an error. He believes in the journey. He's consistent on the next read and the next drive. That kind of steadiness, it's absolutely infectious. His presence is undeniable when he's out there on the field. The offense takes a moment to regroup. They make their moves. They engage in conversation. They adapt because they have faith in the quarterback to remain calm, regardless of the challenges he faces. That's pretty rare for someone at this stage in their journey. It's well-deserved. He's truly earned his place through sheer determination, never giving in to the prevailing narrative. It's interesting to see that he rarely brings up his father during press conferences. It's not that he's dodging the subject, it's just not the narrative he's focused on. He's embracing the name Sanders. He's simply not depending on it. A quote has been trailing him since his college days. "I'm focused on creating my own." And week after week, he's proving it right. Every insightful read, every measured adjustment, every composed scramble, it all dismantles that outdated notion that Shedeur is merely a result of his surroundings. He's not just along for the ride in Deion's legacy. He's taking the wheel himself. And it's beginning to get folks on edge. When someone shifts the narrative effortlessly, without seeking approval or pushing the agenda, it compels others to reevaluate their biases and acknowledge the possibility of being mistaken. In this league, that's something you don't see often. It's more than just silencing the critics. It's all about showing that reliable, persistent effort can still shine in a world captivated by spectacle and excitement. No need for all the hype. You've got to put in the work. No need for viral moments. Trust is essential in the huddle. A last name that stands out isn't necessary. Your resume should be built with care and precision, piece by piece. Shedeur's resume is definitely on the rise. It's impressive how he adjusts a route during the drive, and it just keeps getting better. Each time he rises in a crumbling pocket and fires a precise throw on third down, every moment he orchestrates a red zone discussion with seasoned receivers, he remains unshaken when the pressure is on. He's a rookie on paper, but in terms of mindset, he's already a seasoned pro. This moment stands out for one key reason. This isn't merely a heartwarming tale of a kid striving to break free from his father's influence. It's an eye-opening experience in figuring out your identity in a league that always attempts to shape your narrative. Shedeur Sanders didn't have his breakout moment. He developed it, and Burrow recognized it ahead of the pack. All right, what's the next move here? It really varies. If Sanders maintains this level of development, if his chemistry with receivers keeps getting better, if his pocket awareness keeps evolving, and if his leadership continues to resonate throughout the locker room, then Cleveland could be on the verge of something far more significant than just having a promising young quarterback. They could be on the verge of redefining themselves, as leadership of this caliber extends far beyond the quarterback room. It circulates. It establishes a vibe. Shedeur is already on it, not by being loud, but by making an impact. It's a vibe that a headline just can't capture. It comes from consistent practice, dedication, and a grounded attitude, all of which he's demonstrating every single day. If the Browns front office is paying attention, and you can bet they are, then they fully understand what they have on their hands. Not just a backup or a project, but a solid foundation, one they secured without breaking the bank. A story that simply required time, without the need for media management or a redemption arc. Perhaps that's the true narrative unfolding here. Shedeur Sanders isn't just exceeding expectations. He's flipping the script on what everyone thought he would be. Calm, understated, humble, ready, thoughtful, deliberate. When Joe Burrow gave his shout-out, he wasn't merely pointing out a rookie, he was making a statement that resonated throughout the league. He was indicating that something significant is unfolding in Cleveland. For a team and a fan base that has been craving stability at the quarterback position, That's a significant development. What's wild is that we're only at the beginning of this journey. Consider just how uncommon this truly is. A fifth-round rookie quarterback not only taking the field as a starter, but also transforming the culture of a team, and doing it in Cleveland, no less. That's not a slight against the city. This is simply the truth of what this franchise has faced. One quarterback after another, riding the wave of hype time and time again. Lack of stability and a clear long-term vision are evident. And now, here comes Shedeur Sanders. Without the flashy show or over-the-top confidence, but instead with a solid framework and a composed demeanor that this franchise has genuinely lacked for years. He showed up without any grand expectations for power or control. He arrived with a game plan. And that's what sets this apart, because we've witnessed the flashy before. We've witnessed first-round picks arrive with all the hype and marketing behind them, only to fizzle out by their second year. We've witnessed top-tier quarterbacks become problematic when faced with adversity. Shedeur is completely different from that. He steps into a challenging scenario with a shaky offensive line and an inconsistent running game, a team that's still in the process of defining its offensive identity. He just keeps pushing forward without a word of complaint. He evolves. He makes the most of every opportunity. He absorbs knowledge. He consistently brings the goods to keep pushing ahead. There's no doubt about it, he is making progress. Each week, it's right there in front of you. The connection with his receivers is on point. His reads are faster. He's beginning to take control of defenses rather than merely responding to them. That's the crucial next phase in a quarterback's growth. That's the kind of play that might not always be reflected in the stats, but it definitely grabs the attention of coordinators when they review the film. He's breaking down the coverage before the snap. He's tweaking the protection schemes. He's staying composed in the pocket, buying time without losing his cool. That doesn't showcase pure skill. That's some serious refinement, and it's happening at lightning speed. That's why Joe Burrow didn't just throw out a casual, "Hey, this kid has potential." He discussed Sanders as if they were equals, as if he were already part of the inner circle. Burrow understands what separates a one-hit wonder from a player who's truly ready to tackle the challenges of this league. Burrow recognized someone who's already tackling the tough challenges. It's possible to develop and refine mechanics. Teaching scheme is definitely within your reach. Resilience is something that can't be taught. The skill to navigate through the chaos, the intensity, the demands, and yet continue to deliver, maintain focus, and lead effectively. And Shedeur's got it covered. It's evident in his press conference demeanor. Calm, respectful, and consistently focused on the team dynamic. Zero excuses, no backhanded comments, and definitely no ambiguous gripes about play calling or protection. He stays focused because he understands that the NFL can be ruthless to young quarterbacks at the first sign of weakness. Rather than focusing on the media spotlight, he's prioritizing building strong relationships within the locker room. And at this moment, he's making it happen. Kevin Stefanski is getting straight to the point when he discusses Sanders. He's pinpointing key behaviors, steering meetings, making crucial mid-game adjustments, and gaining the confidence of seasoned players. That's not vague flattery. That's the kind of leadership you see every single day. That's the kind of play that puts coaches at ease. That's the essence of building trust among teammates. There's simply no shortcut to achieving that level of commitment. There's no way to pretend. Staying late at the facility is something you can't just pretend to do. There's no pretending when you're the one who steps up and takes responsibility in the film room. There's no way to pretend you're calmly helping a teammate without letting your ego take a back seat. It's all about grinding it out, play by play, game by game. When that trust kicks in, you can see it in the way the team performs on the field. You can sense it when receivers execute their routes with precision, when linemen put in that extra effort on second chance plays, and the sideline energy stays strong even after a turnover. That's intentional. That's what defines us. Culture begins with the quarterback. Absolutely. This situation runs much deeper than merely a solid performance against the Bengals. That game might have ignited the flame, but the blaze has been simmering in the background. Burrow witnessed it firsthand and understood exactly what it meant. Someone who's not merely navigating the NFL landscape, but actively transforming into a figure capable of leading it. And he's making moves without the spotlight on him. Let's face it, Shedeur has the potential to chase after the spotlight if he really wanted to. He might really be leaning into that primetime vibe, launching brand campaigns, and showcasing the father-son narrative. The media would absolutely love it. However, he has not done so. Instead, he's decided to distance himself from the distractions. It's not about being embarrassed by his roots. It's about understanding that his journey ahead must be uniquely his own. He's not looking to profit from his family name. He's here to make a name for himself. And that's why this narrative is hitting differently. It's not about changing Deion's legacy. It's all about shaping Shedeur's identity. The NFL is beginning to recognize it. Front offices are analyzing the tape. Defensive coordinators are stepping up their game in preparation. Media outlets are dialing back the coverage on Deion's son. When someone manages pressure with such maturity and purpose, it really changes the dynamics of the conversation. The asterisk is gone. All that's left now is the tape. The composed, unwavering performance of a rookie quarterback who won't conform to the narrative others have crafted for him. He's the main guy. He's not the main focus of the narrative. He's not just filling a spot. He's the one you need to know. That outcome wasn't determined by just a single performance. Shedeur Sanders continues to show week after week that he's the real deal, just as Joe Burrow boldly stated. This is a quarterback who truly belongs in the spotlight. Not someday, but right now. So, if you're still undecided, consider this. How many rookies face this level of scrutiny and continue to demonstrate poise, preparation, and growth? There aren't many. Shedeur is making it happen, and he's not looking for your acknowledgement. He totally gets that you will come around eventually. If you've been keeping up with this journey, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Has Shedeur shifted your perspective yet? If you're looking for in-depth analysis that gets to the heart of the matter and highlights the true narratives, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This goes beyond a quarterback navigating his path. It's about an individual forging their own journey with confidence, persistence, and no need for justification.